Barbados, get up.
Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you. It's Monday, October 28th. Morning, Barbados. Good to have you in company on this fantastic rainy day here in Barbados. We have a great show planned for you today, so I'm hoping that you can stick around just a bit, just after the children, having been home last week. For some, it was swim sports. For others, half-term holiday. We're looking to heading back out on the streets today to make our commute to school and to work. So be careful whatever you do. Just want to remind those of you who head out early in the morning to remember to wear lit clothing. So you want to make sure that you wear that cautious, that safety gear that you need to keep you safe as you walk and do your morning exercise or whatever you're on the road to do that early in the morning when it's so dark outside. It's difficult to see people walking the streets. Hey, if I haven't told you already, I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock along with the team here at CBC, telling you all about what's happening not here in Barbados but across the region and the world. So today we're going to introduce you to a brand new book in our next chapter segment. You definitely want to stick around for that. Plus, we'll do a review on a few food and rum events that came off over the weekend. From all reports, they were exceptional. The last one being Liquid Gold Feast last night. You'll hear a little bit about that. Plus, Oystins Under the Stars. We have something special for you. We're also going to tell you about the National Independence Festival of Creative Arts launch, NIFCA 2024. Very creative way they launched online, and we look forward to sharing some of that with you as well. But we wanted to start by reaching out to our neighbors in Jamaica and telling you all about how some young people are doing fantastic things for other youth. So joining us this morning, we have Jerome Hansen, who's Executive Director of Aspirar Jamaica, and Michaela Moncrief, who's Deputy Executive Director for Technical Services at Aspirar Jamaica. So good morning to you and welcome to Barbados.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
It's indeed wonderful
Nice
to
to
have
hear.
you in company. Now for you, Jerome, I know that in Jamaica you're a little earlier than we are, so we appreciate you getting up early to share with us on Morning Barbados. Before we move on, tell us a little bit about Aspirar itself.
Okay, so Aspirar is a youth-led non-profit organization based here in Jamaica with over 110 members and volunteers. This year, we're actually celebrating 5 years of service. So 5 years of empowering youth, giving back to the marginalized within our communities, and helping our society become more environmentally friendly or eco-friendly. So as a group, you'll see us conducting beach cleanups, back to school drives, um, in-school visits such as our conducting our youth empowerment sessions or youth development sessions with other young people, especially students who attend the rural schools in Jamaica and the non-traditional high schools. You'll actually see us conduct our food drives, in which we've impacted over 450 families through that very initiative, among other activities. The aim of the organization is to empower youths, to empower other youths, and to have youths become empowered.
That's wonderful. Michaela, what are some of the ways that you are impacting society and young people through these activities or various initiatives that you're undertaking in real terms? So in other words, what are some of the successes that you're already seeing with Aspirar, even though you're only 5 years in?
Okay, so as Jerome had mentioned that we do our in-school visits
through these in-school visits, we have been able to reach out to a lot of students. So we are able to do our mentorship program where we reach out to the kids, we give them pointers for upcoming CXCs or just career life choices. And we've seen where kids, they have taken to the information that we've given to them, they have applied them to their schoolwork, they have applied them to life decisions, and a lot of them are moving in the right path to make the correct career path decision. And it has just been a tremendous view to see the kids and how they're growing. We have where some of the kids, they've also reached out to being a part of Aspirar Jamaica, and we feel elated to know that we've made such a great impact on these kids. Also, through our back to school drive, we have been able to send a lot of students back to school with the necessary school supplies that they needed to achieve a proper education.
That's beautiful stuff. You guys are doing great work. One of the things when I was reading up about the organization was your mentorship and empowerment program and how proud you are of that. Jerome, tell me a little bit about how that works and how it continues to be able to help youth throughout Jamaica.
All right, so for the mentorship aspect, so each member of the organization is actually required to adopt a student for 7 weeks, within their community or within a school, and they're required to teach them life lessons. They're required to also help them with their homework. They're also required to empower them. They're also required to play, do other curricular activities with them, so sports, etc. But the aim is to ensure that these students know what opportunities exist and how they can be the best versions of themselves through these varying activities that is taught to them over 7 weeks. So that is for the mentorship aspect. For a youth empowerment aspect, you'll see us actually having personal and professional development sessions with these students. So young adults as well. So you'll see us having our adulting 101 sessions where we have persons coming for young professionals and educate them on the varying activities. So insurance, how to go about getting insurance, how to go about acquiring a house, how to go about acquiring a car, how to become financially literate, how to use your money wisely. For the younger students, it's mainly about the transitioning from high school to university, because one of the reasons why I started this organization is because when I started university, I did not know what to expect, right? So I went to university my first year very blindly, not having or getting much guidance. So I needed that help. So that's one of the things that our organization does for other youths.
Oh, that's beautiful. And it's wonderful that in recognizing that you yourself have had challenges, that you wanted to kind of reach out and help other young people to be able to conquer maybe some of the mistakes that you made, not having the requisite knowledge that you needed to be able to navigate certain spaces. And I know what you mean when you say you kind of head out to university and you think, oh, there's money on trees and all of that good stuff. So I can understand totally, where you're coming from. Now, I know that you have quite a few activities planned for the month of November. So, Michaela, tell us all about these activities.
Okay, so great. November is going to be a busy month for us. We had just finished our recruitment process, so we have new persons in the organization, and it's a tradition for us to do. We call it a newbie initiative. So we have tasked the new persons with the initiative of doing a clothes drive. This clothes drive will be happening in 2 phases. The first phase will take place in Manchester. That will be on November 23rd, where we'll be visiting a home and giving back, whether it is sanitary items or clothing items. Also, we'll be going to Kingston. This will be happening on the 30th of November. We'll also be doing the same of giving back, whether sanitary items or clothing. in the month of December, we'll be having our grand clothes drive where we're trying to do something like a Christmas tree for the kids. We'll be visiting homes in St. Catherine and Clarendon. And for the earlier part of December, we're going to be doing our annual Feed the Streets. We'll be going out into the streets of Manchester and we'll be giving back to the homeless. We'll be giving them food items as well as beverage, water, and just probably a word of encouragement. So that's what we have coming up for the year end.
That's a lot planned. Now, you've been able to branch out in other places as well, so you most certainly are growing. And now here you are on Barbadian TV. So, talk to me about that next step, Jerome. Outside of branching out to Kingston, you're in Manchester, you're in St. Andrew. Now here you are in Barbados. What do you think is necessary to share more about Aspirar down the region?
Okay, so so our organization, we've had activities where persons in the region, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Kitts, they've actually joined some of our activities, especially our Adulting 101 sessions and also our Executive Advisors Workshop, which is more garnered towards personal development or personal branding. Um, so we see where the services are needed and we want support here. So of course we want persons to know about us or more about us and how they can help persons here in Jamaica. And also we want to within the next 9 to 10 years we actually see ourselves expanding to Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana. Persons have actually requested for a branch to be established in these islands. So that's where we see ourselves in the future. But for now, we want persons to know more about the organization, what activities they can participate in, and how they can better help the marginalized within our community.
That's excellent, and it's wonderful for us to share across the region because as much as we have differences, we're very, very similar in what we do, the challenges we face, who we are, and a
Yes.
whole lot more. So how can people get involved, Michaela? If there's someone here in Barbados, young people who are thinking, I'd love to be a part of what they're doing, even though I'm in Barbados and they're in Jamaica, how can they get involved with Aspirar?
Okay, so there are numerous ways that you can get involved in helping. So first, we have our first point of contact, that is our Instagram page. You can go on our Instagram page, you can send us a message through Instagram, or you can send us an email. All this information is linked in the bio of our Instagram page. As well as you can join our sessions. We have sessions online. So if you want to be a part of the sessions, you can feel free to join. We have our Adulting 101 sessions. We have our Interactive Thursdays. We have our Vision Board sessions. These are things that you can join virtually and you can be a part of. You can send your feedback to us about the sessions that you've joined and whether or not you found it impactful. You can also reach out to us about any initiative that you see happening and you'd like to be a part of, whether it is to give of your time or of kind. We will greatly appreciate it.
So a great start, as Michaela said, is to check out that Instagram page. You didn't give us the handle, so Jerome, I'll leave that up to you.
So you can follow us on Instagram at AspirarJA. The same for TikTok. Well, the TikTok is Aspirar Jamaica. Facebook is Aspirar Jamaica. And our email is aspirarjamaica1@gmail.com.
Do you have a favorite thing to do? I know you talked about all of the initiatives that you guys have going on. We mentioned mentorship and youth empowerment, outreach activities, environmental services. Jerome, do you have a pet project, something that's near and dear to your heart?
Alright, so I tell everyone that I like all the projects that are done by the organization, but our in school visits and actually doing the actual mentorship, adopting that one youth, is what is dear to my heart, because that is how I started the organization before we expanded into other activities. So the in school visits is what is truly dear to me. Seeing those students smile, seeing those students being empowered, seeing those students actually transitioning to university, going after their dreams, making their lives better than what it is. And those youths who might not get the opportunity to actually go, but they're not in the streets rubbing their hands out, their hand middle. They're actually um, being better stewards of society, so they've found jobs and working on transitioning from poverty but becoming better persons. So youth empowerment is what is the most, is the dearest activity of Aspire to me.
And I saw your
So
face
that is
light up
my
when you started talking about it. Pardon me? Could
yes.
repeat?
No, I'm saying yes. So that's the dearest project or activities to me, especially the in-school visits. So that's dearest to me.
Oh, that's beautiful. What about you, Michaela? What uh, pulls at your heartstrings, maybe more than some of the other activities?
So mine is quite similar to Jerome's. It stems from the in-school visits. So we have what we call our period poverty campaign. We started our period poverty campaign and we named it the Red Badge of Courage. Through this campaign, we are able to give back to students within the inner city schools and the rural schools who suffer from the lack of sanitary items for that time of the month. We educate them on what is period poverty. We try our best to donate as much as we can, and we have seen where it has bring joy to a lot of these girls, because we did not realize how marginalized we have students who are not able to access the basic necessities. And being able to go into the schools and give back and educate them, it really touched my heart. And that's something that I have very dear to my heart, because this is the one of the first projects that we had taken on in such a great magnitude and impacted so many persons.
Listen, I must admit to you, I had not heard about that project or attention being brought to, how many girls and women there are who are suffering through what is now being called period poverty. Do you know of a lady by the name of Shelly Ann Weeks? Shelly Ann Weeks is a really good friend of mine, and I
Yes.
certainly hope that you guys are working together, because she does a lot in that particular area as well. So next time we have you on, hopefully it will be to talk about a joint project with Shelly Ann. I most certainly will reach out to her and make sure that she reaches out to Aspirar as well, so that you guys can get some much needed attention. What's your hope, Jerome? You talked about when you guys got started a while ago, but what are your hopes for this charity beyond being able to move into other Caribbean countries possibly, and to help young people in Jamaica and possibly across the region on a personal level? What's your hope for this organization so that's sustainable as it goes forward?
Okay. So my hope at the end of the day really is to see persons being the change you need to see, as our motto says. Um, my hope is to actually see young people become volunteers and give back to those in their communities. What we found is that there's a lot of young people who, if it's not paying them, they don't want to do it, and we want to change that mindset. Um, you have to give back. If there is anything that you can do, is to give back to your community, and there are varying ways that you can do that. So we hope that young people recognize that and just give back to their communities. That's my hope for this organization,
What about
and
you,
to change
Michaela?
lives.
For sure, changing lives is very, very important. And sometimes what we think are little deeds turn out to be major deeds to others.
Yes,
For
yes,
you,
it has.
Michaela, your thoughts on where you hope the organization is able to take the young people who are beneficiaries of what you do now and those who will be beneficiaries in future.
For the beneficiaries, I hope to see them at the highest level. I hope to see them achieving all the goals that they have set for themselves. We have a few persons currently who are in university who has benefited from the organization, and it will be such an honor to see them excel to become even the next prime minister of this country. We hope to see a lot of them move into more volunteerism programs, more youth development activities. As Jerome shared, our motto is to be the change that we want to see. And we hope that through this initiative, through this organization, we are able to make a change in Jamaica, make a dent in the lives of youth, to make an impact, to leave behind a footprint where persons are able to follow and persons are able to make greater changes for Jamaica and the
That's,
world at large.
that's beautiful. Now, for you, Jerome, have you ever been to Barbados?
No, I haven't. That's so sad, right?
It
And
is.
I've quite a few Bajan friends, so it's so sad.
What about
But
you,
I haven't
Michaela?
been to Barbados.
No, I have not. I would love to. It is on my bucket list. I would love to take it off soon.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll make that happen through partnerships. And
Yes.
congratulations on all the work you're doing with Aspirar Jamaica. I think it is truly ambitious, but it is commendable that you're reaching out to the region as well. And we were very pleased to hear from you, letting us know that you wanted to share all that you're doing with our Barbadian viewers. I know there's a big Jamaican diaspora here in Barbados as well, so they'll be more than pleased to hear about what's happening back home.
Thank you so much for having us. It
Yes.
was a pleasure being here and sharing with you all that we're doing here at Aspirar Jamaica.
Final words for you, Mr. Executive Director.
Well, again, thank you for having us. To the members of the citizens of Barbados and also the Jamaican diaspora here, we just crave your support, right? Support us in any way you can. As Michaela would have mentioned, the ways in which you can support us. And just give us your support. And again, thank you for having us here this morning and allowing us to share what we've been doing with you.
All right, you could tell anybody that you were in Barbados. All right, wonderful to
Yes.
have them with us. Jerome Handsome is Executive Director, and Michaela Moncrief is Deputy Executive Director, Technical Services with Aspirar Jamaica, an organization working to help young people through mentorship, empowerment, and a whole lot more. So wonderful to have them here with us. And remember, a good start to find out more about the organization is to look them up online. So they're online at Aspirar Jamaica. Easy to find. Just go search it and you'll find out all the ways that you can contribute to this worthwhile organization. Thank you both for your time. And we certainly hope that you will get all you desire for the organization.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for having us. It was lovely being here. It was lovely to meet you. And it was lovely being in Barbados virtually.
All right, time for a break here on Morning Barbados. It's just about 6:30. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road.
All right, time for us to reach out again at just about 28 minutes before 7 o'clock here in Barbados. And welcome in the next chapter, Bilquis Mohammed, who is an author. Good morning and welcome. Great to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
And of course, I was already intrigued with you when you said you love packed bookshelves and anything with coffee. Sounds just like
Absolutely.
The type of person I'd love. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. I writing a book for the first time, it's a little intimidating. So when it was time for author bios, I decided I had to just be real and choose the simplest thing that came to me, which was true.
So talk to me about this move toward writing. Telling us that you love packed bookshelves says that you love reading. So what fostered your love for reading initially?
Well, I have been reading for as long as I can remember. I was always that child that wanted a book instead of any other toy or any other item. And so having studied languages formally and having gotten a degree in languages as well, I couldn't help but think for years and years about writing in a different language and writing in Spanish. And so when the opportunity to write Juanita with my co-authors, with my friends came up, it just felt like a natural progression from my love to reading and my love for languages kind of coming together in a way I had been thinking about for a while but never thought would be concrete.
Now your book is called Juanita, which by the name is
Yes.
my name. So
I hope it shows up. Yep.
yeah,
a copy
that's
here.
my name. So how did you whittle it down to writing this book for people between the ages of 7 and 12? Why did you decide to go with a book for the little ones?
Well, the reality is that this book was the product of what was called the UE Student Volunteer Pilot Project. So this was a pilot project hosted at the UE St. Augustine, which me and my co-authors were assistant coordinators for. And this project was targeted towards children in Trinidad who are Venezuelan nationals in the UE area. And these individuals, these children in question, did not have access to mainstream public education because they weren't able to be formally enrolled in primary schools because of their non-national status. So during this migrant mentorship project at the UE, we were trying to come up with a series of worksheets and little exercises for the younger ones who weren't at school. And we realized the language barrier was a significant hurdle because many of our Trinidadian teachers don't have proficiency in Spanish, and many of these children don't have proficiency in English because they weren't able to go to school in Trinidad. So from this series of worksheets and our mutual shared love for writing and foreign languages, we decided we were going to make a children's book. specifically for those younger ones who really needed the support when it came to English proficiency and who didn't have any resources here in Trinidad. So it was really targeted towards children's storytelling and children language learning.
Now you have a BA, as you mentioned, in languages, so Spanish and French. Congrats, first class honors from UE St. Augustine. How do you believe being multilingual has changed your own experience?
The reality is that once you really immerse yourself into a foreign language, it changes the entire way you see the world, not just in terms of using it on a daily basis, but you really get an understanding of cultural nuances that you would not have before. With regards to me and the Spanish language in particular, we are seeing more and more Spanish in Trinidad. And it is a reality because we have a growing Spanish-speaking population because of the Venezuelan diaspora, which is among the largest in the world right now. And in terms of raw numbers in relation to our local population, Trinidad has accepted one of the highest amounts of Venezuelan migrants leaving the country because of our small size in relation to Venezuela. So really, language is both a bridge that will connect our two worlds, West Indian nation, Latin American nation, but unfortunately it has become a hurdle as it is preventing a lot of children, a lot of individuals who should be getting some sort of education right now. It is preventing them from having solid access to education in Trinidad. And not just education, but a quality education that could set them up for a future. And so we're really here trying now to sort of bridge the gap. And for this reason, Juanita is bilingual. It's not a Spanish book or an English book. It is both. Everything in the book is bilingual, from the chapter story content to the exercises, to the reading comprehensions. Everything is bilingual because we don't just want these incoming migrants to get a solid understanding of English. We also want Trinidadians to get some understanding of Spanish because we think, in a more globalized world, everyone needs to sort of make their own steps to connect with one another in a meaningful way. And we decided no one could be excluded from this project. We wanted to make this a real bilingual project.
And you're seeking through the book as well to share a little bit about Trinidadian culture. It also covers ethno-religious diversity. So talk to me a little bit about the contents of the book and how you decided exactly what you wanted to cover in this particular edition.
Well, my co-authors are amazing people. That's Rain Afonso, Talia Khan, and Jessie Buendia Ragbear. And from the get-go, we knew, sorry, that's my cat in the corner. From the get-go, we knew that we really wanted to focus on Trinidad's diversity because Trinidad is among one of the most diverse nations in the entire world. And when we meet a lot of these Venezuelan migrants and non-nationals in general, they don't realize that there are so many Muslims and Hindus in Trinidad, for example, because they come from predominantly Catholic nations. They don't realize that in a friend group or in a family, you could have people from so many different racial backgrounds, Indo-Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean, indigenous, Syrian, Lebanese, Chinese, etc. And they don't also know a lot about Trinidad's culture. So it wasn't necessarily just about the formal aspects of language learning, but we were really focused on teaching anyone who isn't Trinidadian about what Trinidad is like, little nuances of our Creole, our religious festivals, our national festivals, our, traditions like Carnival, etc. And so, wow, is that my Siri? Sorry. Yes, I think
Siri is always
I have
listening.
no idea what is going on.
Yeah, Siri is telling you that you don't know about Trinidad culture. Pretty interesting.
Yes, so that was really our goal, to teach persons about Trinidad and just the little cultural nuances behind what it's like being Trinidadian and the things that make our country unique.
Tell me about the entry point with this book, because sometimes when we hear about when people hear about a book that is, it covers several languages, they might be a little nervous about whether they'd be able to kind of jump on and understand, or, people might feel, I might need to have at least some knowledge of Spanish or in reverse of English to be able to get this book. So let's talk about who it caters to outside of just the age demographic.
This book caters to really, and we've been seeing it from the beginning, to anyone and everyone. Someone that is in Form 1 in school and secondary school can pick up Juanita, because not only is everything bilingual and not only is everything translated, but it's really introductory material. So the very first chapter is, hello, my name is Juanita, hola, me llamo Juanita, right? So you're going from the beginning. You don't have to have any knowledge of Spanish or any knowledge of English to pick this book up, because whatever your skills are, it will build on it. So there's really no prerequisite to learn a little bit from Juanita, because we are tackling not only simple themes like hobbies, introductions, what pets you may have, these sorts of things, but we're also just looking at a basic form of storytelling. Juanita is a little girl. She's 8 in this first book. So there's no reason to feel intimidated, because Juanita will literally walk you through her own journey in learning multiple languages as well.
Good stuff. Can you share any key takeaways for readers whom you're hoping to kind of bring into Juanita, maybe share as possibly a Christmas gift as we look toward the holiday season with their little ones down the region? Are there any key takeaways that you'd like to share from the book with our viewers?
Well, the first thing that is important that we want every reader to understand is that tolerance is important. This book was initially targeted and will be continually targeted towards migrant populations in Trinidad and Tobago. And the majority of these migrants from Spanish-speaking countries in Trinidad and Tobago are forcibly displaced from their home countries to some degree. And it is not something anyone wishes on themselves. It's not something you wish on your worst enemy, for them to be forcibly displaced from their home country and unable to return in a foreign land where they don't know the language and where they have no protections or resources. And so this book is really about teaching inclusivity. Inclusivity in the truest sense of the word. Inclusivity in terms of language, in terms of ethnic background, in terms of race, in terms of religion, and also in terms of your legal status. Because the reality is that the majority of migrants in Trinidad and Tobago who are currently here, and the majority of Venezuelan migrants present in foreign countries, are not documented because of the circumstances under which they have arrived in those countries. So we want to really teach anyone who is reading to be tolerant of new people, of new ideas, of new experiences, and to really have empathy with the children who are affected by different forms of displacement, because regardless of whatever your political affiliations, I think we can all agree that children are definitely blameless and all children deserve quality education. And so that is the key takeaway. We want everyone to realize that you could extend a hand towards one another and really make a new friend, have a new experience, open your mind to a new perspective that you might not have considered before, because tolerance is key, and we need to really be tolerant and be welcoming to the most vulnerable persons in our society, many of whom are refugees.
Very well said. Now, it would be remiss of me not to mention that you were shortlisted as a Rhodes finalist for the 2024 Commonwealth Caribbean Rhodes Scholarship. I know that can be quite grueling when it comes to kind of going through the process. So tell us a little bit about what it was like and being able to ascend to these types of platforms, what you hope it will do for your book.
Right. So almost 1 year ago, I was shortlisted for the Rhodes Scholarship for the Commonwealth Caribbean. Me and 9 other individuals from the Caribbean region, minus Jamaica, because they have their own scholarship. And so we all met in Barbados last November to be interviewed for that scholarship. And it was an amazing experience. The application process is initially quite difficult because you need a million different documents and essays and such. But once that was out of the way and we all met in Barbados for the first time, we all clicked, we all connected, and we still talk often to this day. Just yesterday, I sent them a message on our group chat. I think that the Rhodes Scholarship is something that you need to sort of rip the Band-Aid off and go for it, even if you're terrified. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't make the finals? What if I don't get it? Etc. There's only one Rhodes Scholarship for the Commonwealth Caribbean, and last year that went to our Javon Sands from Bahamas, and an amazing guy. What a superhuman who is at Oxford right now. We're all, I think we will all agree that we learned a lot from each other during those few days in Barbados during that interview. The reality is that even though there's only one Rhodes Scholarship, there's a lot to be gained from being a finalist, and it really will push you to discover a lot about yourself, because the interview is an hour-long interview with like 8 people in a room looking at you. You need to know yourself. You need to know your goals. You need to know what you are about if you're going to really get through that interview with a smile on your face. And I think with me, I talked a lot about not just migration, but what it really means to use your academic skills to make a difference. We have this idea that academics and persons in the quote-unquote ivory tower, persons in academia, don't really make a difference in society. So that really pushed me last year, as I was answering all these questions about my academic goals and experiences, to use it in a manner that could benefit others. Because I think Juanita is born from a sort of academic ethos where we're trying to teach all of these ideas about Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and tolerance. We're trying to use our language skills not only to write, but to translate the entire book. And we're also using our skills to really talk about culture. Venezuelan culture as well plays a big part. So even though it's a children's book, I think it was really born from the skills that me and my co-authors picked up in the UE. And we marketed it towards the UE at first. So I think for me, in terms of the Rhodes platform, it really allowed me to sort of continue on my path to self-actualization as an author, an editor, translator, and realize that at the end of the day, it's not about the scholarship. It's about your project and what it means to you. And every project, I think all 10 of us, we each had unique projects, unique goals. And I feel like Juanita was still being drafted at that time. It really pushed me to look at what skills I could bring to others and really go for it and realize that, you know, you have to give back. No matter how high achieving you are, no matter how educated you are, no matter how successful you are, there comes a point where you really need to put back out something new into society as well with the skills you have received, with the education you have received. So I really hope Juanita is a small part of that and my attempt to sort of give back based on what I have gained.
Thank you so much. Bilquis Mohammed is, of course, an author. This is her book, Juanita. And, of course, the book targets readers ages 7 to 11 and consists of 16 chapters that contain vocabulary lists, reading comprehension questions, and a written reflection exercise. It's all about a young Venezuelan migrant who is making her way among her friends, her new friends, in her new home in Trinidad. So it's 2 languages within the pages. Thank you so much, Bilquis, for sharing with us this morning. And I wish you the very best on your postgraduate journey in working toward being a translator as well. It's been wonderful connecting with you.
Thank you so much for having me. Loved it.
All right, so make sure you look out for that book. Can definitely help the little ones along. And we've been hearing a lot more in recent times about children at primary level, learning Spanish or French, getting in with the languages as well. It is, after all, a multilingual world, and we have to make sure that we are making world-class citizens. It's time for another break here on Morning Barbados. Just about 9 minutes to go before 7 o'clock. Coming up, we're going to share the heart-breaking story of a young lady who needs our help in a tremendous way. That's all coming up next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, good morning to you again. Welcome. Good to have you in company. If you're just tuning in, this is Morning Barbados, the Monday, October 28th edition. I have to remind some people of the date a lot of the times, mostly myself, because it's going by so quickly. Even though I've said that for this entire month, for some reason, I feel like October has felt like the longest month so far. Every other month was like this. But October is, you know, just going and going and going. No complaints, though, because before you know it, it's going to be end of the year. Wow, the time is going by quickly. So now we want to share a story with you that we really want you to put your listening ears on and open your hearts in a really big way and put on our thinking caps and see how we can work together to be able to help this next young lady who's visiting me. Now, we have two friends who are seated here in the middle. We're going to introduce them first. Amaya Holmes Yearwood is 7 years old, and Amaya has brought along her little friend, Fuzzy. Is Fuzzy or Furry?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. So good morning to you, Amaya. Good morning to Fluffy as well. Good morning. Good morning. And Amaya has brought here with us today her dad, Ryan Yearwood. Good to have you with us, Ryan.
Hi, good morning. Good to be here.
And some support in the form of Desmond Hoyt, who is the organizer of an event to be able to help this little one.
Well, we are from a charity, Community Services for the Disadvantaged.
All right. So Amaya is in need of a liver transplant. So I'm going to start with you, Dad. Talk to me about when you first found out that Amaya had a challenge with her liver.
Well, it was from a very young age, only 11 months. We had taken her to a hospital visit, you know, normal checkup and everything. And one of the nurses said, why is her eyes that color? And we were saying, well, she got pretty eyes, you know, and being young and knowing how having our daughter, me and Sherry Ann Holmes, lately deceased, where we were too little skeptical, and we asked her, well, could you look into it first, because, you know, we are not so familiar with that, but we think she has pretty eyes. Oh man, no, her eyes look a little, I mean, the color of her pupil, or her oval is looking a little yellowish like. So on that key, she took her initiative and ran some little tests, asked some questions, and that's how we found out then that Amaya was suffering from this disease.
What has the journey been like so far? You just mentioned that her mom has recently passed. So my condolences on that as well.
Yes, struggling with Amaya for the last 7 years. It wasn't an easy ordeal. Sometimes you gotta get up late in the night and console her. Sometimes you gotta jump up and rush her to the hospital, because, you know, you're seeing blood coming from her nose or vomiting up, or, you know, and it's very like frightening and painful. So we young, plus this is a disease that it's rare too, so it's like you can't make any exceptions. You have to jump and go at a split second call whenever she has an ordeal like that.
All right, so here we are now, where you're in a position where Amaya needs to move to another level to be able to help her. She needs a kidney transplant, and we're going to talk about how you're working, a liver transplant rather, and we're going to talk about how the charity is going to work along with you. But tell me how we got to this place in terms of where we are today, asking to be able to make this happen.
Well, when she was diagnosed, they had told us, well, with a disease like this, ailment, that some children don't make it till at least 3 years old or so. But they took the initiative and did a Kasai procedure which is, taking away the wherever, if the blockage or if the space is not there to go to the liver to help the liver empty the bile from the bile duct, then they will have to make a pathway where the bile can come out. So the Kasai procedure was to do that. So that buys some time till the liver transplant could be done. But seeing in the journey, the liver transplant was really a tricky situation because you have to fly her out now of the island where somebody that is more medically educated in that field could do the procedure. So the hospital team was trying to get her some sponsorship from the hospital to try to deal with the situation, but apparently they had to utilize that for a more immediate case. So after understanding that and knowing that, Maya's condition is not getting any better, it dawned on me. I lost her mom last year along with a daughter as well, and I don't know if that helped, that took a toll on mommy, but to see that is very painful, and mentally it could as you in a disturbing manner. So I took my initiative and said, we gotta try to get up and push to get Amaya the help that she needs. Because I can't take to see another loss like that.
I commend you for that. And here's where you come in, Desmond.
Yes, please.
So tell me about how you first heard about
on my first initiative of the charity, we have been doing some work into St. Barnabas. When I came across my mom in 2001. So I was a person who assists families and stuff like that throughout a number of communities. Assist my mom's which is Sharian, who now deceased, asked her for assistance. So since 2011, the organization has been assisting the family until now. So it has been an ongoing case. When Amaya's birthday come up in March, we will hold birthday parties for Amaya to keep Amaya. She's not a normal, she actually can't function like a normal child. So, but we still keep Amaya to keep that inspiration so that she will still feel that she has been not left out like any other average child. So we have been holding birthday parties. We have been giving the family assistance with food hampers and stuff, etc. So what anything that the family has been asked for, the organization always willing to go all the way out and assist Amaya.
All right, so I see that you have some stuff there next to you.
Well, we have some stuff here that we are letting to be aware of the general public. So when we are doing the campaign, so they will see the shirts. They will see the actually these two organizations who have fighting for this initiative. So they have the organization print. This one here, you will see what Amaya mean. I need a liver transplant. On the back of the T-shirt now, this is what we are advertising for the campaign. And this one here is a little ribbon that will signify persons and give them the awareness of the liver. So when they wear this ribbon is the reason for, so as long as they are donated, they will receive a ribbon from the organization or any other person that where they make their donations to the campaign.
Amaya, are you still cold or are you feeling a little better? You're feeling nice with these nice lights? Yes? What about Fluffy? Fluffy's okay as well? All right, Amaya is a little bit nervous. That's okay.
Yes.
What's day-to-day like for Amaya? I know that Desmond talked about there being challenges and, you mentioned that it's been difficult sometimes having to get up at all hours to be able to rush her off to the hospital. But for the most part, what's it like for her on an average day?
Well, on an average day, Maya would get up like any other an ordinary child. She has to take medication throughout the day, so she has to get her 3 square meals. But sometimes with her condition, sometimes it tends to her appetite tends to increase because, she's using each and everything, but she has to use certain things that would be able to break down, her body could break down and get out, at easily without difficulty. She's mostly restful. She would come out, she would interact with her little sister, she would interact with others in the household, and gradually she tried to take her time easy because she knows, well, in a sense, she knows that she has a little difference, so she don't try to push herself beyond to make herself fall or find herself in a difficult position. But most of the time she'd be tired. She would, if she walked a couple distances, sometimes she would say, "Oh, Daddy, I'm really tired, my feet are hurting." Sometimes she say her stomach is hurting, and she has, with the condition, it has her itching, very itchy, and she'd be itching all through the day. More severely on a night that she itches her skin all over till morning. You have to give her some medication, but that's calms it a little, but not as much. It's mostly, I would think, is something interaction from the liver.
Yeah, so now you've been able to reach out to a facility in Colombia.
Yes.
To be able to get this life-saving liver transplant done for little Amaya. What will it take for you to be able to get there and get this procedure done?
Well, it is going to be a difficult journey, but with the help of you all, the public, and whoever Amaya's little heart touch, I would think we would have to get compensation. We have to get passports. We have to get stuff to maintain her even after the operation, and we are actually looking where it could be more, but at about $25,000. I think that is it. $250,000.
Yeah.
And that would at least give us a start to see Amaya through the journey of getting her transplant.
Oh, that's wonderful. Of course, Amaya is defying odds. You started by saying that very early on. They said that they didn't see that, she would be here, but here she is at the age of
7 years old.
I thought you would tell me, Amaya. You were going to tell me you're 7 years old.
Hear your sweet voice, Amaya.
Yeah?
Amaya's shy.
Yeah, I know that she's shy.
I'm 7 years old.
But this is definitely a tough time for her. So let's talk about, are there any initiatives specifically that are coming up?
Well, we can do also with all the joy, but we will, whatever the organization is having going on, we will keep it up to date with the general public and let people give their support to the initiative. So we will got buttons, we will have a number of stuff. So we're looking at hosting a Silver Dollar Drive. We'll be hosting a concert, we'll be hosting a number of events to help get this funds raised for Amaya to go to Colombia.
How can we connect with you guys to find out more about these initiatives and therefore contribute?
Well, we have a account to actually set up, which is the charity account at the Cedar Bridgetown Credit Union, which is 62280. And we will be having a social media page and stuff like that set up.
And
for
also
Amaya.
a GoFundMe.
We want to set up a GoFundMe page as well that people can give to the initiative as well.
All right, so that account at COB is 62280.
Yes, ma'am.
You said, and it's in her name?
No, it's in Community Services for the Disadvantaged.
Pardon?
It's the name of the charity.
Okay, repeat it for us.
62280.
No, the name of the charity.
Community Services for the Disadvantaged.
Community Services for the Disadvantaged. For the disadvantaged.
Advantage, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I write very slowly, but I want to make sure that I get it done. What type of time frame are we looking at? Are there things already in place for? I would imagine that you want to get this done as soon as possible. But in terms of your connection with the medical facility in Colombia, is there a time frame that you're working with to be able to try to raise these funds to get her the help she needs?
Well, Actually, we are still communicating with the team, but we are looking for at least by, I would say, by the beginning of February or January, that we could get this on the go, so that she would get the chance to get out there and get herself comfortable, where she'll be able to go the operation.
Dad, is she able to go to school?
Well, right now she wants to go because she is learning very well, but on that state too, some days she does be out of it, very weak, in a little pain. Sometimes, and the teachers are very, we let them know her condition. If they'll see any signs of her being a little weary or ill, they would try to send her home.
Yeah, so
she's get like, I would say, about 3 days sometimes out the week in school.
Yeah, to be able to, try to get to a place where she is learning and feeling like little ones.
Like everyone else, correct.
Yeah, absolutely. It truly must be challenging for you then to be able to take care of her in this way. If she's only going to school 3 days a week, you and the caregivers, whoever are the people who are helping you with her, I know that could be a challenge, maybe even navigating the workspace.
It's very true, because at this moment, it's difficult to hold on to a steady job, because sometimes I have to be out of the job for sometimes a week, sometimes 3 to 4 days, and you get a little work and you're trying to make ends meet, and then you have to stop. Some bosses are not that considerate. They know they still have to get their initiative done as well too, so they will tell you, well, man, we will try, but we could help you for this thing. Her aunt, Ventrella Holmes, which is her mommy's aunt, she helps us a lot. Her mom went, I would say, to the end, just every up and down, pushing to see that Amaya's health would not deteriorate and that she would be able to get the operation. So I would say it's very challenging, very challenging.
All right, absolutely. I commend you for coming in and sharing your story, sharing Amaya's story in this way as well. I know, sometimes it can be difficult to kind of face the public head on.
Very
but
sure,
I think the biggest story is... Pardon?
I would say we waited a time because we were trying to go ahead with the QEH team, and they're just were a tremendous help, because they still got Amaya here to this stage as well. So I can't say it's all us, it's the grace of God, and I would pray and ask that He continue to keep her in good hands until He makes sure that she gets this transplant.
All right, for sure. Desmond, commend you for the work you're doing in the communities as well. Even with these shirts, can people purchase these shirts as a contribution?
We're looking to get these shirts purchased as a contribution. As I said, we were looking to get a fun walk, because you see, when you have a fun walk like the Cancer Society walk and other walks like the Ogolo, see the charity walks for children, it seems to get a tendency of a better response, people coming out and supporting. So we were well goals to have a fun walk and a number of initiatives to get this fundraised.
All right, well, let us know when the activities are taking place.
Yes, we will keep update to the general public.
Yeah, so that
all
we
the
can...
initiatives that we are doing to get to Amaya. We have buttons, so we will come back and we will generously ask the general public to give their support. Even if it's $1, because $1 still can save a life.
Absolutely. Amaya, are you going to say anything at all? Do you have any friends from school or anybody that you'd like to say good morning to? Who would you like to say hi to? Nobody?
Say hi to your teacher.
What's your teacher's name?
Miss Devonish.
Say it out a little louder.
Miss Devonish?
Miss Devonish.
I know she's shy. That's okay. So good morning to Miss Devonish. Which school are you at?
Prescott.
Grantley Prescott? Yeah, you like going to school? Yes, I know. And hopefully you'll be able to go to school every single day with Miss Devonish, right? Do you have any friends at school?
Yes, please.
Yes? One name. One name of one friend. She can't call one? All right, so especially good morning to all of Amaya's friends, her teacher, Miss Devonish as well, and everybody at Grantley Prescott School. I look forward to seeing you doing way better in future. And, you know, continue to share with us, Desmond, the activities that are happening. We'd like to hear from you as well, Dad, to find out what's
keep a number
happening.
update because it's not only this family.
Thank you. We will keep you updated.
I have been assisting families since 2001. And I have been doing a number of work in various communities, helping the disabled and the homeless. Because I'm the first youngster who have established, and how this program started to start in 2001. As there can see that I'm the first youngster, the story here, which are you folk to help the needy, which help you live your property and stuff in a number of areas, Nelson Street, the Earlings. So I did a number of jobs, and I take the initiatives to other communities. So as day-to-day base, we have a program named Adopt a Family Initiative 2001 program. So we still have a number of families that we are assisting as well. But Amaya initiative is more a serious initiative. So some of the programs we are helping and still getting money to pump in the other programs. But Amaya program is a more serious initiative. So we apply to the father to come out, and I encourage him to come to the media, social media. I encourage him to come and give his hearing to the general public about Amaya.
Have you already set up the page on Instagram?
He's going to set up the page. We're working on that.
Yeah,
this week. So everything will come back and we will give you all the update on it.
All right, so let us know. It will be a good entry point for people to be able to connect to find out more. I see you brought quite a few papers here with you, Dad.
Yes, those were the documents that were Amaya's medical history and some of the teams that were looking into the case to work over in Colombia and Rochester, United States as well, where we were looking into the teams from those that are more capable of dealing with the case.
All right, so, you know, we're appealing however you can help. Little Amaya, just 7 years old, and having gone through quite a bit, I would imagine, losing her mom last year to asthma.
Yes.
Losing a sibling as well. So definitely a really tough time for little Amaya. Sending you loads of love, and Fluffy too.
Thank you.
Yeah, does Fluffy go to school with you, or Fluffy can't go to school with you? No? But Fluffy wanted to come here today. That's understood.
Keep me company today.
All right, good stuff. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. Of course, this is Ryan Yearwood.
Thank you so much
Amaya's
as well.
Pardon?
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you too as well for advertising it for us.
Ryan Yearwood is Amaya's dad. And Desmond, I want to thank you for taking on the role that you have.
Yes.
It says a great deal about us when we think beyond who we are and how we can help ourselves and what we can do, and look outward to help people in our community as well. So it's commendable that you have taken on such a role, and you're working with Ryan to be able to make this happen.
Get this initiative happen. And then we'll continue to work with the family as well, too, and other families in the various communities of Barbados and abroad as well.
Good stuff. So we want to focus on getting Amaya better. Once we hear of all the activities that will be happening, we most certainly will share as well. And we want you to commit to helping as much as you can. Again, you know, there will be a page set up so you can get online and find out a little bit more about the family. If you have connections in terms of being able to direct Amaya's dad to, you know, an organization that can help, or you can lend your assistance, or you just want to inquire about ways that you can reach out to us, and we most certainly will put you through to them as well. Amaya, have a great day today. We're twinning on color, you know, the
Thank
blue
you.
and all that beautiful stuff, right? All right. Thanks for coming. All right,
Thank you too.
Maya. So again, thank you for coming in and sharing, Ryan. And I wish you all Godspeed and the very best to you and to little Maya as well.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the public knows the account number is 62280. It's community services for the disadvantaged. They can make their pledge or their monetary donation. Nothing is too small and nothing is too big to help assist in this cause.
All right, excellent. We'll continue to share as well. It's time for another break here on Morning Barbados, but stay with us. We still have lots more to come your way.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day, and join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All I wanna be, we're just a closer walk with me. My heart's beats, I need you. Lord, draw me, Lord, draw me. My heart's beats, I need you. Lord, draw me, Lord, draw me.
Just a little taste of what you can expect from this new single from international gospel recording artist who's based in Canada, Kevin Adams, and Kevin joins us online now to tell us more. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in gospel music.
I actually started gospel music when I was very young. I used to attend a church called Revival Time Tabernacle in Toronto, and started on their worship team. Fell in love with music, and just it's such a long story, but to get straight to it, participated on my worship team. Then I started doing music in high school, and that's where we started Voices of Praise. It was just a little gospel choir, and we were the only Black choir in our region. We ended up winning a festival. We ended up doing a couple of things, and then I stopped for a while, and then I got married, and a man that finds a wife finds a great thing, and my wife helped and pushed me to start back up Voices of Praise in 2014, and ever since then we started going in that direction. And I never seen all of this happening, but God has his way of doing things, so here we are.
Now, that's quite a story. Talk to me about, that move toward creating a choir to be able to share the word through those means. Was it difficult at all to be able to bring people together?
Yes. It was difficult because, I say this a lot, in leadership, it's not easy dealing with many different personalities. People come and people go. But one thing, I think the greatest thing, I had to learn how to serve. I had to learn how to understand everyone and how to make it work. And I think that's why my team is flourishing now, because I had to take an understanding of where everybody's coming from, different backgrounds and different personalities. And it was hard in the beginning. Now there's still difficulties, but it's more manageable now.
Now, I know for you, in addition to having the choir and using your voice, you also want to spread word on mental health awareness. How did you come to this place, and why do you determine that you wanted mental health awareness to be in the forefront of what you do?
I work with special needs individuals. That's what I've been, that's been my profession for years. And I noticed, especially within the church, that a lot of us actually do struggle with mental health, and sometimes we label it incorrectly. And so one of my biggest things is to give education on what may be happening, so that we as a community can understand more and know how to be able to help those who are in need. Yes, prayer is very important, but sometimes with education, we know how to deal with individuals correctly. And there's a wide range in mental health. And I believe, especially within our community, within the Black community, if we're educated, we would be better off. And we'd be better off.
How do you classify this type of music you're making? I hear a certain sound that sounds a little Caribbean, if you may, but there certainly are some interesting influences even in this single, Closer.
We have a lot of music. Closer was supposed to be more of a Latin Caribbean mix. And that's what it is. We have an amazing young producer. His name's Marcus Walker, and he's extremely creative. We wanted to stick to our culture. We believe in, we really love our culture, actually. And so we wanted to keep that in our music, but as well, do something that's impactful to all people. We sing songs that are very genre specific, but as well we want to we like to dabble in different cultures. We just did a live recording that has rock music and has neo soul in it, so we want to be able to impact a wide range of people. But Closer, it really we wanted to make people dance, and so that's the focus of that one.
Tell me about your Caribbean connection.
My mother is Antiguan and my dad is Guyanese. My wife is from Jamaica, and I have Caribbean friends all around. I have some Bajan friends. I have Jamaican friends, St. Vincent, everybody. So, and I grew up in a Jamaican church. So, yeah, I'm very cultured, if you want to say.
Yeah, definitely steeped in a lot of Caribbean culture, and therefore you should be versed in a lot of aspects of Caribbean music and entertainment and everything else that goes along with it. How are you able to balance all that you do with the choir, as a singer yourself, and family life? What is it like being able to balance all of that and still pursue your love of music?
I don't know. All I can say is, God, it's tough. I have 4 children, and they're a lot. They're growing, and they're amazing. And I have a beautiful wife. I have an awesome family. How do I balance it? I can't even answer that. I just go as the Spirit leads, and He makes a way out of no way. Sometimes you don't get sleep. Sometimes you can't get a haircut, but you have to keep going and keep doing the best that you can do, right? And that's all I'm trying to do: be the best that I can be. And my passion is to impact the world. So, yeah, I'm just trying my best.
All right, tell us where we can find your music and where we can find out more about your choir, Voices of Praise.
We're on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram, KAVP Music, at KAVP Music. Our website is www.kavpmusic.com. You can find us on our music on Spotify, Apple Music, and on YouTube. Just search Kevin Adams and Voices of Praise, and we will have new music coming in the new year as well.
And you also have a few collaborations on your album For the Kingdom. So I would imagine there are some Caribbean artists who are part of that as well. So I would imagine that you're going to definitely continue to try to bridge the relationships that you have or here with people in the Caribbean to continue to make this multicultural music of sorts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. We most certainly will be looking forward to hearing more about Kevin Adams, international gospel recording artist, and of course, his group Voices of Praise, as well as they continue to share gospel, Caribbean. He said Latin America is included in that, so a little bit of everything within the nuances of his music. Congratulations on this new single, and thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, good stuff. So listen up for the music and let us know your thoughts. The name is Kevin Adams. Hey, time for another break here on Morning Barbados. Come up, we started a series with Dr. Dale Brathwaite, naturopath, talking about sleep and sleep health, and that continues after this.
Nearer, just a closer walk with me. My heart's desire, I need you closer. Lord, draw me closer. Lord, draw me closer, closer. Just a closer walk with me. My heart's desire, I need you closer. Lord, draw me closer. Lord, draw me closer, closer. All I wanna be, nearer, just a closer walk with me. My heart's desire, I need you closer. Lord, draw me closer. Lord, draw me closer. My heart's desire, I need you. Lord, draw me. Lord, draw me. Lord, draw me. Lord, draw me.
enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated?
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So Dr. Dale is back for another week. We are still on sleep and sleep hygiene. So good morning, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good morning to you and the 50,000 viewers.
He won't let that go at all. That's just the ones here in Barbados. We are counting the ones who are online and watch otherwise. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about sleep and sleep hygiene. Now, we've covered quite a distance in the last two sessions that we've had, but I wanted to talk a little bit about things like jet lag. We often talk about the fact that our biggest source market is from the UK, but there's a big time difference, and there are a lot of people who are traveling a lot for work or for whatever reason, and it's almost like once you travel, you can't get back into your regular sleep routine, at least for a while. What can travel and time differences do to your rhythm of sleep?
Well, since you sound very academic in your presentation, that's a very strong academic start, whereby that falls under sleep hygiene. And sleep hygiene has a lot to do with giving consideration to time zones, travel, and the like. And you find that with travel, your body's rhythm, the circadian rhythm, goes out of whack a little bit. In that, when we're talking about sleep hygiene, there's something at the back of your brain called the pineal gland. And that takes in primarily, well, there's a big spectrum rainbow of light coming in, but blue light. When this pineal gland works and how it works, the light-dark situation kicks in. So if the pineal gland is getting in blue light at different times, blue light signals wake up or stay awake. Rather than getting in that darkness, your body shifts into another zone, so it is staying up when you're supposed to be resting. So you find that the circadian rhythm, what that does, like you were just talking with a musician, there is cadence, there's soca, there's raga soca, there's reggae, rock steady, and the list goes on. And a lot of the Caribbean rhythms is 4/4 timing. I used to play percussions, I got a little idea of it. So 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then. So when the circadian rhythm now goes out, not the word rhythm, you got to fill in all of those parts to make it happen. So like dark issues we are fighting with. When we go through time zones, even checking in and out of airports, sometimes we're not aware that our body is sending in these signals to us, even through the eye gate. Then you're in a mess. We in this country also, we're looking at non-communicable diseases. And the more I study sleep and neuroscience of it, I think we're really destroying our sleep patterns. As a result, what our body is supposed to be doing to get rid of toxins, we're keeping them. And as a result, we're seeing all manner of challenges, non-communicable challenges from brain, as with the frontal cortex, the prefrontal cortex in the human brain, and is the what we call the top-down administrator of many brain functions. That too is in a mess. So emotional issues, learning, memory, executive function, all of these things, like if I playing cricket, when it's supposed to allow the ball to come onto the bat, I step down and make a big swipe. So if I'm not sleeping, that can consistently occur. So our ability to make wholesome, healthy decisions are compromised.
Let's talk a little bit about old wives' tales, because, before we used to hear of grannies saying things like, when you had weird dreams, they would say, well, you eat too late, or something like that, suggesting that even the time at which you eat can affect your quality of sleep, or if you're able to sleep. We've heard people talking through the years about food riding your stomach. We know in Barbados from experience that stomach can be everywhere from below here to above genitalia. All that is stomach in Bajan parlance. So what role does food play when you consume the food, or the types of food you eat, in the quality of sleep that you're able to get?
Well said. I commend you and all the other researchers. That is a key point in the issue of sleep hygiene, and restfulness. If persons eat poor quality fat about an hour or so prior to going to sleep, you will have sleep deprivation issues. In addition, we are not eating enough quality fats, the salmon, the olive oil, and certain types of nuts. We're not putting in enough. As a result, the stages of sleep, at least the 4, and then subdivisions of sleep that you go through, they will be affected, because your dream is an executive function whereby when we didn't give enough attention to activities in and around us during the course of the day, when an individual is having quality sleep, you are able to solve certain problems. People say sleep on it. So if we're not sleeping properly, that whole ingestion of artifacts, of poor quality food choices, what we call it inadequate nutrient dense foods, it will mess us up, because your brain has about 1/5 of blood supply to the body goes to the brain. Your brain as an organ, it carries, it is about 2% of your body weight, 1/3 of, what I was saying, the whole issue of if you're sleeping, for example, and you're age 60 years old, 20 of those years is sleep. Now, if you're not sleeping properly, at 60 years old, you're functioning as though an 80-year-old. So sleep and its role in the human health and life cycle is very important. So hot, spicy foods before going to sleep will have a similar challenge as well. You find that what you can do, I prefer to say to people at times, and the research suggests that you can use warm milk. If you're lactose intolerant, cow's milk may be a challenge, but goat's milk can also help. Or certain salads, a banana can help as well. Try not to eat too late at night, because as you said, it can ride you. That's the scientific word you use, that we are.
Don't say your stomach. That's what.
That's okay. I understand some of that.
Yeah.
Because I use measurements in my workplace as well. And like if somebody comes by me and they say, I know on a scale of 1 to 10 ain't too bad. If they say, I know that means something. That means something else. And if they say, you would kill me over. These are all different measurements. So rather than put it down on a scale of 0 to 10, I know what Bajan is.
A scale of eyes. What you eat and drink? For those of us who do shift work, for example, I know that there are lots of us who consume a lot of coffee and things like that. So how does that impact your sleep overall? Does it depend on when you drink it?
Another good query. Try not to drink coffee after midday. And coffee has a tendency to even stay in you up to 48 hours. And coffee should be used, if we're using it, whereby there's a 12-hour window before sleep. Coffee and certain other chemicals, they are neutralizers of your senses, alcohol included. So you find that you'll be almost in a state whereby your senses are toned. So you're not really in a place to sleep properly. So yes, you drink your alcohol and you think you're dropping to sleep, but it is toning down one's ability to be fully aware of what is happening. Sleep is a state where individuals go into a kind of almost a comatose situation, and certain chemicals does not allow that. So the realms of sleep that you need to get, you will not get. As a result, you wake tired.
I don't know if I can commit to that. No coffee past 12 o'clock in the afternoon. How will I ever survive? I don't know. We're going to continue to talk more about sleep hygiene and all of the ways that we need to take care of ourselves after this break. Stay with me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, today we're looking at the quality of sleep that you need to get and the amount of sleep you need to get to be able to function at your optimal. Dr. Dale Brathwaite, who's a naturopath, is still with us. So a few things for people to take away as we wrap up this particular topic on sleep and sleep hygiene. We mentioned what you eat and when you eat. Your final words on that.
One of the things, a balanced diet. And as a guy who wrote this book, I think is Matt Walker, he said, you don't want to create robots and people frightened, but you need to look at a balanced diet, nutrients dense diet, because sleep also has, if you try to go and sleep hungry, you're not going to sleep, because don't forget that the brain is working and it sends your body into a type of heightened relaxed mode, paralysis, so that it can clean. Your body, my body was designed to heal itself. So if the amino acids and so forth are not there, you're going to have a problem. All the other extended stuff, your vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin C, it all works together in synergy and harmony to help us. Some of the terms that you use in introductory matters, all of these things are being looked at in sleep labs. So if an individual is overeating or undereating, that is also a problem, because in you and in me there are two hormones that helps with how our body functions. The ghrelin, that deals with the stomach and tell you, you had enough and this thing, and then leptin, that is adipose tissue and fat cells, that tells you put in some more. Now here it is a challenge that we run into, whereby if people are not eating enough, when you put down certain foods and even fats, my body goes into storage. Now, if we're eating adequately, that gauge is shutting off, and then the good fats are there. The leptin is that long-term body weight control. In addition, what happens is that when there's inadequate food and so forth, guess what happens? The body's muscle as protein is being eaten, not the fat. So sleep helps us to balance all of that. It's a balance in that, the circadian rhythm, and then the other big words that people use, homeostasis, balance. Sleep helps with medical balance in the human body, biomedical, biomechanics, how the blood flows, how the body operates, and then those externals, the biomechanics of what the human does.
All right, so that definitely is a mouthful, but a good place for us to rest this conversation.
You got it.
I think it puts us in a frame of mind of thinking that we really have to pay more attention to the type of sleep that we get, and meaning the quality and the amount of sleep that we get as well. I want to thank you as always, Dr. Brathwaite. He'll be back next week to share with us. Of course, we're going to move on to something else. If you have any questions that you want to share, feel free to send them to Mornin Barbados at cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. And we will share those questions as well. So thank you so much for tuning in for today's show. Before we go, we want to remind you to tune in at 11 o'clock this morning to Q100.7 FM for a new exciting of the Pulse radio show. Of course, this week they're going to explore the evolving future of nursing, featuring insights from their COO, Dr. Christine Greenidge, Director of Nursing, Dr. Henderson Pinder, and Shane Seeley is going to be there as well for another presentation of the Pulse radio show, where you have the QEH squarely in focus along with Q100.7 FM. That's it for today's program. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Coming up tomorrow, conversations on CARICOM as usual. The ambassador has been traveling. I don't think he'll make it back for tomorrow's presentation, but we most certainly will continue to share about all the work he's doing. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a productive day, and we'll see you, God willing, tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.